Welcome everyone. It's been a while since we've live streamed, so I figured we'd give it a go tonight. We had some free time. Let me know if music and everything's too loud. Hopefully shouldn't. And looks like we got a deer outside the house here on Taheton. Big crow there. Yeah, we got a deer out in the meadow. Look at that. Hey farmer bros, what's up? I should probably shut my door right so we don't end up with a deer inside the house. So we got some work to do over the farm. I was taking a little lunch break and did not realize I had quite a drop off there. Might have to build a little walkway down the back here. Let me know if the music's too loud. I think I got it dialed in, and there's my walkway. So shows you how many times oh, deer right there. Guess I could have just went this way, right? Nice little steps. We got where we split the wood. But yeah, nice little setup here. We get in the truck. We gotta head over. So we've taken a lot of loans already. Riley, what's going on? Welcome. Let's get this truck started. How's the music sounding to you guys? It's not muffling out the mic, is it? Mic sounds decent, I hope. Gonna shrink a window a little bit here so I can kind of see everything at once. Kind of, you know, sub-manage everything possible. I think that's as small as we can get it right there. But yeah, so let's head over, show you guys some of the equipment we got. Pull out of here. Gonna drive right down through the ditch. I think we might have to change perspective on this vehicle here. Let's jump into the angle here and move that up to what, 65? That didn't do much. But we'll head out. So we played this on a multiplayer server, and I've kind of carried over where that farm was going into a single player, so that's why we're kind of where we're at. Tried to match the loans and everything. I don't have the large BJ that we had in the multiplayer, but no, I'd say on this one, you know, I've been doing a lot of the manual work myself. I do have course play set up for a couple things, but I've been trying to do a lot of it myself. So actually give you guys a little tour of the barnyard. So we got two hog barns right here. The one right next to the truck is nothing in it. The other one has 80. If we come down to here, 60, 80. It's got 80 hot sows in it. So we got plenty of food. We spent a lot of money on that. But I want to say this one's around 80 hours already, give or take, on this save. And then on multiplayer, I'd say had to be close to 150. Put in quite a bit of hours on the multiplayer. So we got those two hog barns. We got the little staging barn right there we'll use for the harvester and stuff like that probably when we get one. Right now we've just been leasing a lot of equipment. We do own a few things. A couple things you see in the yard. You know, that Mack truck over there. One of M Tank's favorite vehicles, Mack trucks. If he's watching, I'm sure he'll let you know. We got our, I'm just gonna hop out here actually. So we got that large warehouse. We got tanks in there. We got more tanks over there, but we got the beautiful 620 anniversary 20-year edition. Thing's a beast. I know it's got the European muffler system on it. It's okay though. It's sharp. Alright, it's sharp. I personally like it. And I'm not too big on a lot of European things, but for the most part, other than, you know, the headlights and stuff, it's really strange. So we got a Peterbilt over there with the Huel tanker. We got an extended Huel tanker over here for refilling operations. And then we got the Max Track Jamesway. And we'll feed directly into the ground for that. So out here, we've cleaned a few trees out. I did work and doing all the linemen. That's pretty impressive, Riley. 70 hours. I like it. I used to have this over. Let me see if I can move this chat over a little bit. I think that's what we're going to try to do. Just so it's easier for me to see you guys. There we go. That's better. And I can move this here. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since we live streamed, but I appreciate you guys being here, subscribing. I think before this stream we were at 935. I did turn on subscribers only in the chat because I said when we get to the final 75, and I did a live stream, that's what we would turn it to. Try to push to that 1,000 subscriber mark. You know, we're always kind of grinding away with it. But with that said, let's get back to this. So we got a bale barn right here. Pleasant View Farms went through and added some features to that for me. We've also got our scale house. Trailer Park Farms, beauty. So I'll get out most of the colors to match. Then over here, we got our huge silo system. Now you're probably saying, if he's running a hog farm, what's he need this for? We're still going to produce corn. I'm going to produce potatoes too. I think that's going to be another thing. But River Bottom Customs, this is his silo system. Mike over there. I like it. I like this system, and I like that. You know, see if we can see it up here. Gonna have to get out of the vehicle. American flag hanging over it. So looking good. But yeah, I mean, it's still growing. I mean, the farm is still growing. We've got some tanks over here, like I told you. We've got some storage for our lime, which we're just about done doing. I think we got 2 fields left to lime, and we can kind of jump forward into spring. We'll do a little plowing in those 2 fields we opened up over by the house. We need to buy some seeds. I know it shows there's seeds in there right now, but right now it's only 287,000 liters of lime, which is in that one on the end. And yeah, so we got some extra liquid tanks. We're gonna put liquid fert probably in that tanker next to the seed, solid fert, and lime. This will be our root crop storage for the potatoes. Those would be an easy filler for the pigs. That's why I'm gonna do that. Probably in the field right next to the barn right here to my left. Probably run field behind us. Probably gonna put beans in. I don't know if I'm gonna do narrow though. Might just do regular beans. Riley, what do you usually farm out there in Taheton? Do you set up beans, corn, mixture of things, wheat, oat, barley, rye? Or do you just keep it simple and, you know, 1 or 2 crops? Or do you go for a wide variety of crops? Now spuds I know is going to be a little bit expensive, but I figure we can start with that 1 field, and if we can sell off half and use the other half, so be it. We don't own any of the stuff over there. Also, I have applied the new lime texture, that yellowish brown lime texture, which I think is great. We do not own this field to my left, as far as I know. Trying to see, I got a cup in the way. Had kind of a dry mouth lately, cotton mouth almost. But we own down here. We cleaned up the edges a little bit. So it's for the most part square. I left a little drainage down on the end over there. But would like to eventually purchase this field in between, because I could definitely, you know, expand on that. I want to make sure we don't get hit. So traffic can get a little crazy on here. And they don't, I notice on multiplayer they'll actually stop and slow down for you. But something about single player, they'll run right through you. And I thought it used to be the other way around, but I guess I'm wrong. So then down here we own this field here. It used to be 3 fields, I believe, and we conjoined it into 1. Same thing down over here. We had quite a bit. It might have been 2 fields on that one. Maybe that was a solid one field and we converted that one into one. Hey, Pleasant View in the house. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to finish this up. I'll move this out of the way for now. And guys, let me know if the music's too loud. I can turn it down. And we got Scorpion Edge in here, a moderator in the house. Scorpion, what's going on, buddy? I knew the barbecue club was going to show up. I bet you Smitty will be in here sooner than later. Let's see. We do not have a temporary course. So this was 3 fields. The other one next to it was 2 fields. And that is Pleasant. I remember we talked about this. So where I am right now, we ended up, we joked about turning this all into one on the multiplayer. Well, I kind of did it. 3 fields here, 2 fields here, put them together, leveled the ground a little bit. Still might need to be leveled a little more. We're going to see after this year's harvest. But I think over here we're going to go heavy on corn. I think all 3 fields will be corn. We might put in some kind of grain for the hogs. I haven't decided yet. But I know 50 and 49 right next to the farm, those will be a spud field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for now to kind of talk to you guys. And quite the working with on that. But it shouldn't take too long to do these 2 fields. These are the last 2 fields we need to lime. So there it is. Let's see if we pick up on it. Should put me right out there. You know, lime, I guess the lime is pretty bad on here. I really should move that cup out of the way. That's what I'm going to do so I can see. So now the worker's going to try to find the track. Should get like an auger or something, auger cart out here to keep the lime fed, but I'm just going to drive back to the farm after. You're welcome, Pleasant. Just trying to keep that dream alive of Taheton. I don't know where Fairview Farms is, but I think you'd be proud. Double the hog farms. Big grain bins now. No BGA. Big shed. And I have a house. I know you just got here, but I have a house. It's wild. So the guys used to pick on me on the server all the time because one of the things that I never purchased, I lived in a mat on the Fendt tractor. That's how I went about my farming ways. Because couldn't afford anything else. Kind of went with the bigger operation stuff right out the gate. And we're through it. Legion, welcome. Man, getting all the old barbecue gang up in here. We're just missing Smitty. Somebody check on Smitty. We haven't heard. Yeah, I guess I did kind of see him in Discord a couple days ago. Yeah, we've added that. I haven't messed with plow textures yet. But that's going to be my next thing, is changing out some of the plow textures. Big shout out to Argsy. I kind of had an idea how to do most of them, but Argsy showed multiple ways on how to do it. He's got 2 videos out that'll walk you through the methods of changing textures for the map and for the base game. Now, it goes without saying, if you change the textures, have a backup file saved, because you may make one little hiccup and it might throw everything off, and then you're going to get all mad and you're going to blame everybody else. But really, it just comes down to having the backup, because 9 times out of 10 you just put the wrong keystroke in there. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, I've been playing with those, Legion. It just adds a different feel to the game. Don't get me wrong, love Farm Sim. Still racking up the hours on it. Still pushing out the content, which big thank you to all. I mean, we're already at 5 likes and we've only been running for, I don't know what, 15 minutes. So I appreciate it. Should have put up a sub count. Oh, just blame Argsy. That's what they always seem to do. RZ or FSG. I feel like every time FSG does a tutorial video, people complain it doesn't work, doesn't work. And then they show you what they're doing different. And you're like, you didn't follow the instructions. The instructions were laid out. So, yeah, we'll load up the lime and we'll get back over there. It's just a casual stream. I don't know. I'm thinking we might do 3 nights in a row of streams. Tomorrow's the only night I'm not really sure. Kind of play it by ear. But Thursday night, I think I can stream around the same time. We're on the push for 1,000 subs now. I mean, we're not far off. I think we're, 65 subs out right now. Before the video started, before the live stream. But we're rolling. My 310 Versatile that I converted over from FS19, been a beaut. My version's not out there, but some people who helped me and showed me a few things with it do have a version they've released of it. So go check it out, aka Mark Thor, Discord. But yeah, I've tuned a few different things, changed a few different colors. The rims, I just continued to annoy me a little bit, but we finally got it dialed in. We've got 2 disc tillage operations with it as well. I think I can cut in over here. We're just going to cut right across. I think there's another drive right next to the fence. Though I could be wrong. And I am wrong. Oh no, there it is down there. So we weren't far off the beaten path. Thanks, Pleasant. I know. If you could double sub. Oh no, I know, Legion. We do have some things set up right now. You got it set up for me. I'm just doing it myself. Just something to do. Otherwise, you don't really have much else to do. Could do some tillage or open up some new land. And we will move that over now. But pretty much got it set up where I can just kind of hang out with you guys, catch up with you all, see what maps everybody's playing, maps that everybody's enjoying. And go from there. But usually, yeah, I do on large maps. I have AD point set up, which I think we do have one for that lime one. We may actually not, now that I think about it. I think I have the propane refill set up, but I don't have one off of the field. I actually need to, after changing these fields up, I actually need to change the entrance points for course play and AD. So that'll be something we'll work on. Maybe we'll do that later tonight or next time we stream. But for now, we're just gotta get the lime burned out. How is American Falls? I saw there were some updates. Contracting's working again on there, right? I know there was a lot of issues people were having with contracts again. At least I think that was the one. I remember people getting a little tissy about. Excuse me for a second. There you go, Legion. To be honest with you, I don't know many people that have actually gone through and edited that map. You know, I think that was kind of the thing. You know, that those maps came out quality. But it'd be interesting. Now, have you posted pictures in any of the Discords of the new farm layout? If not, I hope you do, so we can check that out. Naturally, Scorpion's equipment runs so fast, he has no need to do contracts. Scorpion, what do you got your equipment set up for speed and yield this year? Still running at like 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour harvesting? Fastest farmer in all of Farm Sim right there, Scorpion. Got some weird music going on here. I think we're gonna switch that out. Little belly dancing is what that sounded like. Not really my jam. See, on Alma, I think the first 2 years I took contracts, and then now we just have so much money rolling in on Chase the Dream that it's, I'm gonna hit 50 million I think pretty quick now. I'd say within 3 4 years. I mean, we made 2 million just over 4 months of the winter when there was a demand for solid fertilizer. So we hit one of those again with a stockpile. It's just crazy, and we got a pretty good silage run going now. So we're creating a lot of digestate to turn into solid fertilizer. But the contracts on Alma are also, they're fun, but at the same time they're kind of tedious. Like the bale ones are the ones that always come back up. And ever since Homewalled on FS19 on the Farm Sim Guys multiplayer server, kind of haven't really enjoyed baling contracts since. I was gonna say, Legion, you were getting that for a while, cruising right through on those. That's how you get good at the map stuff. Same as like, modding on equipment. You just keep messing around, learning different things, trial and error. I mean, look at Pleasant View Farms go with the buildings. He went from asking questions to now he is the professor. I was wondering what KMP was. How's the script running for yields too? Man, Scorpion cranking it out. And I think Trey, even though he's not in here, he's still running pretty big operations. I had the one video Manitoba. We made a co-op for him and a little side gig for him, business kind of thing. Oh, that came out pretty nice. The map is just spread right out though. Don't get me wrong, Camille did a good job with it. It's just, I don't know, just can't get into the Manitoba map. Well, I think you're tired, Scorp, because you just ate. How is the weather down in the Texas? I know up in Maine right now, up here it's raining pretty good. Try not to lose my voice here. So we're making quick work of this field. So far, the worker's not really taking too long on the turns. That's where I was kind of worried. Wow, that's right, Legion. Over there, it's pretty late. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, Legion. Have a good evening. I'll catch up with you soon. Yeah, Western Australia is a pretty big map. It's got quite a bit to it. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen FSG and RGZ do that, unless I'm wrong, and that's what the Aussie map there is on now. That'll show you how much I failed to pay attention. Because I thought they're on a 4X version right now, but I could be wrong. 80 degrees sounds nice. I would love that here right now to get the golf season going. Here we have large fields, and I've made these fields a bit larger, but it just has, I don't know, a good feel to it. Like a lot of people complain about Taheton, but I think other than the map borders, which Pleasant's gonna laugh at too, those could be cleaned up a little bit better. Um, Especially when they, kind of use the trees, it seemed, to try to hide it, but then you look down at that end and it, just runs out flat. And it could kind of use something like Alma. Alma, I thought, did a good job with the blending of the border. and give you that feel like it goes on beyond the map. And I know that can hurt performance, but I think that was something that, wasn't a bad deal. So that's what I thought. We were going to finish the work. Oh yeah, trust me, I know, Scorp. I know. Houses seem to be cheaper than up here too. Well, same price, you just get a completely different size house. Down there you get a big house. Up here it's an old beaten down small house for that price. But I do see Texas prices are starting to go up on homes now too. So, one more field of lime. Looks like we're good. I was gonna say there's no traffic now. So I was on here last night playing around, and I just felt like the traffic was non-stop. Just never slowed down. It does have a nice mountain effect to it on American Falls. I briefly, when it first came out the first time, I turned it on, looked at it for a possible series, but I think Alma came out at the same time, and Alma just, I don't know. To me, the town of Alma felt more inviting, if that makes sense. That's what I get for drinking a seltzer. I get the burps. Apologies. Let's get this filled up again. Kind of see. Oh yeah, we're gonna have plenty of line for next year. I signed the truck on quite a few runs. That runs all with AD. So actually, yeah, I do have a point here. We'll head back out. I'm gonna keep using the back way. Even though here comes the train, I guess I could have went the other way. Try to get these gears up. One of the things I do need to change, I think, with this versatile is actually put gears other than drive. Because there's a few times we need to definitely be in a low gear pulling mode. Are you talking about American Falls Town, or are you talking about Taheton's Town? Because Taheton's Town is great too. That's why I've enjoyed Taheton. That's why I've kind of made this my, play as a single player mode now that the multiplayer side of it's done. And I do like that was my favorite. Like I enjoyed on UMRV the light where it stops. Now on Taheton, which is probably not the best thing to stop on the tracks here. Uh, on Taheton, the only issue I have with the one by town, headed towards the town, is it always seems to divert any vehicle coming from the town off to the right, which means they have to take a longer drive around, and I'm not a fan of that. All right, yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about, Scorp. Just wanted to make sure, but yeah, that's my only peeve with the light on here. And I've looked in the XMLs. I can't figure out why, with auto drive, it always wants to make you go the long way when it hits that junction in the light. There's something that sets that off, and I haven't figured it out yet. So I think this one we're just gonna do ourselves. This is where I kind of want to see, are the hills and the nooks and crannies too much here? So like right here, there are some drops that I think we're gonna have to work out. Sim, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. It's Don Pleasant, kept the farm going. I kind of let Fairview Farms take all the glory with his little operation on the other side of the map. I had to show up, keep the hog farm dream going, all that over there. But we'll get, see, now it's picking up speed, so I'd like to lock it into the low gear instead of adjusting the speed all the time. Like a low, and then keep it at like 12 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour, let's drive in. Now this is where I actually want to see. Oop, let's shut that off. So this is where I think I'm going to have to try to smooth out and level. I think this is going to be too deep for a harvester. Even if it was like a 6-meter head or an 8-meter. I think either the bigger ones are definitely going to have issue. It's like a bowl down over here, but we plowed through all the waterways. Yes, we created drainage off the map. But, yeah, I mean, you sit down in here, you can kind of see it drops off a lot. But definitely want to clean up this area to help us out. I guess I can jump in this side. Go back at it. I think we'll just do one headland. It's gonna be pretty wide. Then I'll set the GPS, do a little GPS action. I need to add enhanced vehicle and use the sim dashboard. Especially with after what the farm sim guy added to it. He has all the buttons and triggers to make it run pretty smooth. Oh, this is not actually on the server now, Sim. No, I just kind of took everything that I had owned and used the Excel sheet to know where I was at and brought it over and created the single player. Now the multiplayer is I believe is officially offline. I could be wrong. Pleasant would have to check back on that. So one of the things I hope Giants does, even though I know it's pulling from a radio, but having a royalty-free radio station in-game when you're on the Tractor's XM radio, I think would be the way to go. But that's my opinion. So we're gonna get turned around here. Probably don't need to be that close, but then I'll run GPS on the end, and I have to fill this up one more time. We don't want to overdo it because I believe I'm leased. You know what? I was leasing a lot of stuff, and I did lease this. So we will have to make sure we don't overfill it. Farm Bros, welcome back. So we will do that. We're gonna turn this around. Like I said, that's the next thing I got to change on this tractor is give us some gears to go through because this is where it does get bogged down a little bit. We go get GPS turned on, right? The heading is 175. 180. Is that really what that says? Yep, I think that says 180. 179, 180. We'll go Control S. We'll hit that auto width. We will snap to that angle. Like so. Load track. Did I not hit? Oh, there it is. The 180. There we go. And that is not running in my lines. I hit something wrong. And that could be just because I hit the wrong button. There we go. Taking care of business. Been a while since I've done the heading one, as you could tell. But there we go. So now we'll run through this. I don't think we're going to have to put more than probably 20% back in after we get done. Oh, and we can just turn right around. See if it does the wobble. Settle in. There you go. I knew when I got to the hillside, I'm like, I'm gonna hit the one spot where it's gonna want to put it into a wobble. But yeah, I think if we only fill this up 20% after, it'll be enough to cover that. And then, like I said, we gotta lease a plow and do some plow work. But like I said, we need to get gears on this. That's definitely gonna be my next project. And Sim, you got a video coming out tomorrow, by the way? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I think you got a video coming out. Because I think you do it the same day. I do Wednesdays and Sundays, and I think you do Wednesdays and Sundays and one other day in there. Could be wrong. But yeah, if you're here checking out the stream and you haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead, smash that like button. You're wondering why you can't chat? I have subscriber mode on. So to chat, subscribe to the channel. You gotta wait about a minute. It'll verify you, and then you're good to go. You can chat away. And I'm just doing that because I told myself when I got down inside 75 subs to 1,000, I would do that to just push it over that final 1,000 subscriber limit that we've been trying to hit. We're at 9:35 before the stream, so I'm hoping we're cruising. And I see a few people jumping in here. It's good to have you. And we are doing that. So let's shut that off for a second. We got a couple passes. I'm only going to put 20% because I don't know. I should be able to unload this. But my luck, Farm Sim, there'll be something going on with it. See that car coming. Let's see if we can get ahead of it. And this is where I would love to, start cranking through the gears here. Trying to get this done before it rains. Still on year one on here. But I think over the next, we can stream at least Thursday night again. I think we can get a pretty good chunk into this. And maybe we could throw one in there Sunday too, but we have a video releasing Sunday. So not fully sure yet. Which is kind of why I'm debating whether to do a live stream tomorrow night, because we have a video releasing tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Another episode of Chasing the Dream. What a fun series that's been. And we talked, I was talking with Scorpion earlier about maps and Legion. That's a map that just, I don't know. I haven't found myself, bored with it. So we're going to fill up 21%. That should be good to go. I'll be shocked if that doesn't finish that field. My luck, it's going to be just short of finishing the field. So. Here. Kind of like a dry throat the last couple of days. It's just too many meetings. Too much talking. Also, the change of weather never helps. Nothing that feels like getting sick or anything, just dry. We're getting all this rain up here in New England. Just gonna gun it. Finish up this field. Farm Bros, what map have you been playing lately? I saw you post a picture not too long ago, and I want to say you're not the one on No Creek, are you? I'm trying to think, was it you on No Creek or was it someone else? Let's go through here. Finish that up. Should have turned the dashboard on for this. But oh well. Right there we get bogged down. That's almost where you need to change that gear. I do need to level this field out more. So did not do enough. I did a quick brush over it thinking that would do it when I plowed it. No, it did not. All right, we are set up. And let's turn this on. The precision farming is probably not gonna, there it goes. Not gonna pick it up till it gets a wide enough lane. Which is usually how it goes. I know it says that area is still good, but it just cosmetically, when you look at it, makes you question it. And this area clearly needed more lime. Now I'm seeing it is a little brighter. Not what I thought would happen. You might run out of lime here. And honestly, I may not touch that section up. If we run out, that might be it. Which we are. We got the majority of it. I'm happy with it. My fields. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Also, by the way, if you check it out, got the new versatile hat in. Yep. Would love for them to sponsor the channel. They have other things they're working on. So we have to wait until they're done the big projects that they're going to announce before they even are going to talk to anybody, by the sounds of it. But they did respond to an email, so hats off to them. Unfortunately, the channel's not big enough or versatile. Yet. But I am bringing a lot of their equipment over to Farm Sim now. A few other things I found that I'm going to try to convert over. Which sadly I cannot release because they are based off of other people's models, mix and matched. So, to respect that, we will keep it. But Farm Bros, yeah, that is right. I thought you were on No Creek. So yeah, put it together. Remember, here and there. We're, what, 40 minutes into this already? Crazy. You guys liking it? I want to say Farm Bros either saw it. I don't know if you're in Sims or you were on. You might be in the co-op. For some reason, I'm thinking I've seen you in the co-op Discord. But we are done liming for now. Which I didn't think about it. We're actually going to need it probably to touch up some other field space after. But what we need right now is we need to go in. Actually, let me just make. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's the small block. I don't want to spend that money on them though. We got two nice tractors. They do the job. What we need right now is we need plow. We need a plow. What do I want to put? We got the wheel riches. Those are from Smevy. Could be wrong on that too. I think I'm just gonna run 310. Definitely. Oh no. Right at the limit with that. Go back. 300. Those are all kind of at the limits. You know what? I don't have a lot to do. Let's grab this. Let's lease it. Let's make sure we'll get in the big boy. Get in the 620. There, we got everything set up. Yeah, you may be right. Might have been Sims. No, Farm Bro, is that what, are you doing on the map challenge too with the rest of the guys? And apologies if there's girls in there. Girls as well. So we'll open this up over here. You gotta expand these two fields a little bit, then maybe I'll spread a little lime on it before we send it back. We did lime this. Now, I was gonna get rid of this waterway, but looking at how everything kinda is, I decided not in our best interest to do that, actually. So, let's get this unfolded. Cleaned out some trees in here, which, let me tell you, that's a task. And we got create field on, and we will crank this forward. Also, probably should have put fuel in here. Seeing now that we are a bit low, so don't want to run too close to that tree. My luck is it'll get caught on it every time. There you go. It seems like it's a long way to hit goals, but I'm telling you, it will work out. And what is going on here? No way is that off that field. Oh man. So that is right here. I thought I was fine with that earlier, but I guess I'm not. They do suck a little bit. There's a few that get caught in the ground too, which was not my favorite on home mod. Like, I get it makes bushes look different, but putting a tree under the ground and having it partially show up, I feel often those are the maps that also have performance spikes. And I've never fully understood it, other than, you know, maybe it looks cosmetically nice. So it looks like that right there gets us to that. I'm gonna try to clean that up a little more and square it out. But it'll get rolling, Farm Bros. It'll, before you know it. Just stay consistent with it, but also realize, you know, things happen. Life gets busy. Kind of been points where I've kind of had some downtime. Oh, really right there? I might have to paint in these corners. Thought for sure. I also probably should have just lifted that. I didn't damage it. So while we're right there, let's jump in to some landscaping. And let's clean up this not telling me where it was. So there's a fix for that, right? And let's clean up this a little bit so it looks more conjoined. We'll go just a little bit out because it was right there. It was telling us that it was not our property. Yeah, that's a good word for them, lazy bushes. And I get it. It adds a look to it for the screenshots, stuff like that. But at the same time, it just seems to always, you know, put quite a performance issue. Now, I have no problems. I'm maxed out on things, but I also have pretty beefy PC to do it with. So, there's that. But just get this area plowed in. Try not to jackknife here. What I might actually do, we'll run it one more time over this way, but I might just do the loop with it. Get like a half circle to it. We'll just run it over. And like I said, we will run a little bit of lime. Probably should have just filled it. I completely forgot that we had to do this as a remaining task for the month of November. Pigs are well fed, so we don't have to worry about them too much. Let's get this swung right around. We'll clean up this section. We gotta go to the other field after we get done that section over there on this one. Because we've cleaned up that as well. But it'll be good. This will be a little bit easier because it was creating a pretty wild track when I was trying to do this. Yeah, there's trying to think of the field that I had in multiplayer. Could not get rid of them. 78. So this tree line right here to the south of 78, you can actually make it where, you know, that's almost a full semi-square field, but the bushes just don't go away. You just kind of drive over them and they're still there, and that's it. So this should speed it up if we just take the edges off back and forth. Drop this again. Get the articulated tractor to line up a little bit. Really designed turns. Seems to be more wobbly on the curves than it is anything else. But great pulling power. Livestock did it, just doesn't have the gears. Even though this one doesn't have the gears, it just has so much horsepower that doesn't really matter. But it'll be good. Like I said, we want to really create a lot of acreage to farm out of what we purchased so far because we've got a lot of debt. We got some heavy loans to get what we have. I'm gonna switch this song. It's royalty-free music on Amazon Music, and it's throwing me some duds every now and then. That's why I'm hoping that Giants considers finding a royalty-free station for the XM radio that they have within tractors, which is, I think, fun. I'll be honest with you, lately I've been listening to that more than Amazon Music. Because there's been some bangers on that radio stations that they provide. Anybody else in here listen to the XM radio when they're on the tractors and farm sim or the trucks? I know I do. That's a great feature. I just wish that you could have the royalty-free side of it for when you're streaming or sharing content. Big circle. At least it's not wet out here. I wonder how this map would run with the old Real Mud mod. Probably would really lag up, in all honesty, even for a supercomputer or a beefy computer. There we go. Oh, we're getting there. Probably could have grabbed a bigger plow, probably the 9-meter, and been done this, but doesn't really run well the articulated for some reason. We're gonna miss it. Oh, so it looks like we got a bit to do, but that other section over there shouldn't be too bad. I should be able to go right up and down. Just trying to make it so I'm not tearing up a lot of the stuff we've already turned over and limed. Which actually, now that I think about it, we tilled this. Well, the high-speed disc. We rented our Fury from Versatile and did it as that. Actually, I can't remember how I created a field with cultivators and tillage equipment on. I think it's just plows. And some slow jams on now. Let me just check that we're still in hopefully that doesn't flag me. It's supposed to stay inside royalty free, and it was not. So hopefully no DCA violations. That would suck. Streaming it in, all of a sudden get shut off because of violations. And again, if the music's too loud, let me know. Some of these songs do seem to peak up. And also appreciate you guys. The likes are still coming in. We're now, what, an hour or so into the stream. Probably finish this work up. Maybe fast forward a couple days. See if we can get this all to kind of like flow. To drop off there. So I don't want to send it down. And every now and then I notice, even when you clean out the trees, there's these like patches of foliage. But I'm wondering if the tree script mod is the reason that does that. And also probably shouldn't go too far under that tree. Hey Waylon, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. You Ben, what maps are you playing on lately? I've seen everything from American Falls, Taheton, No Creek, Australia 16X, Palmston Farm, Court Farms, and there was one other one somebody mentioned earlier, and I've already forgot it. Oh, Smitty was on Manitoba. I'm not sure if he's still playing on that. Let's jump a song forward. Alright, just gotta make sure it is staying on royalty-free music now. That is not where we want to get in trouble. What I should do is I should go on and create my own playlist. I haven't done this in a while. I stopped doing that, but I need to go back to putting an entire music playlist together. And I might still have the old one now that I think about it. So we might be able to throw that back in. Make it all work out. Do is we'll just clean up back and forth on this end, and then we'll go up and down and clean that up. And I think that does it for this field. Once we've done this section, which just looks so much more acreage with taking out a couple tree lines. Ravenport, how you liking that update? Trying to think who I saw playing that online the other night. I think FS Club's pretty big on Ravenport. I think I've been seeing him play there quite a bit in his live streams. I think that's one of his favorite maps. Ooh, chocolate malt. Wowzers. Now, any special kind of chocolate malt, or just the standard chocolate malt? And are you going to share? That's the question too. I should have said, anybody coming in, bring barbecue food, and now we're bringing chocolate malt to the table. Here we go. Thank you all for continuing to hit the likes. Just got another one. I need to set some settings, not for the likes, but for the new subscribers and stuff like that. I should have put a timer up on the side as we approach 1 hour of the live stream. I can't right now see, unless maybe I go on my phone, I might be able to see, which I don't have the phone near me. I just realized I left it over and it's charging on the side. So can't see right now where the YouTube subscriber count's at, but I think I feel you have bumped that up. Been on quite a streak lately of that growing, so can't thank you all enough for the support on that. Ah, there you go. I think Ovaltine is a finer. I think that might be the difference. I could be wrong. I think that goes through another cycle of being refined more and more. But you'll have to let me know what the difference is in taste-wise. Now I think about it, I haven't had Ovaltine in a while. It's been at least a couple years. But I do remember it being a finer malt. So maybe that's the difference there. Besides the price that Ovaltine usually is too, so you never know. Alright, we're not gonna go down there. I should have put a decoration pack on here to put drainage down there. What I do is I need to be able to monitor what music that's playing a little bit better, because it keeps sounding like it's already kicking back out, but it's still on the royalty-free playlist. So I updated a few things, and I noticed with the new Amazon Music app, it just keeps playing. You could say play only this style of music, and then when it gets to the end of 40 songs, it jumps to the next 40 of a different playlist. And that's just how it conducts its business now. I know I said I wasn't going to go too far out into the fields that we've already kind of tilled for the high-speed disc, but we keep it this way. I'm wondering if it just became, maybe Carnation has just been one of those ones where they, so many now it seems you can only get things through it. I was actually looking at having a discussion with a friend about Hamburger Helper today. A lot of the good Hamburger Helpers aren't in stores anymore. You got to go on like Walmart.com or Amazon to get some of the good Hamburger Helpers now. Like they just have the plain beaten down ones, or when they have a new style come out, they put it in stores for a little bit and they seem to move on from it, and it all goes online. I don't know, for them it's a more sustainable distribution method, but it's interesting. But yeah, so speaking of things on Amazon, yeah, that was kind of shocked me. Kind of shocked me too. People are selling that on eBay in packs. I was looking at the tomato basil penne sausage one, and yeah, it just blew my mind that people are selling that on eBay. Kroger, there's a store we don't have up here. I always forget that it's down that way. Put that down. I enjoy planting all these fields. It's going to be a little easier to plant. Not having to go in and out of tree lines and, work around all that. So that'll be nice. So I think what I might do, I might mess around and try to improve some things on the OBS side of things for live stream, but I think Thursday we can plan on doing one again. And tomorrow we'll just let the video that's going to drop. And that way it's easier for me to let everybody know going live when I post in Discords and stuff like that, because a lot of them do the right thing, which is set a slow mode, so limit you to try to 1 or 2 posts a day. There are some people that I think would post the same clips over and over 100 times. They could, after being a moderator for a few of those Discords. So, yeah. I'm hoping when we start fast forwarding through winter, I'm hoping the hogs really start reproducing so we can start filling up another barn. Thought about putting, the piglets in the barn closest to the warehouse shed and all that stuff, and leaving the mature sows in the barn they're currently in. But we'll see. I may just try to fill out one barn, see how full we can get it, and then start moving the younger ones over after that. Or vice versa. That way we know, okay, pull the old ones from this barn, keep the young ones in this barn. I mean, both barns are going to fatten them up. No doubt about it. And I plan on maxing that out because the end goal, I think, of this one is kind of like an own the map. We want to own all the map, but I want to have the largest hog operation in Farming Sim 22. And that goes back to what we did in Farming Sim 19, where we had 20,000 dairy cows. I think is what we finished with on Blue Players Danes. And I think the game actually maxed it out for us. I think that's as big as we could get it in the game. In FS19. I'm pretty sure it was 20,000 is what we got up to. Oop, didn't realize I was still dragging. But, yeah, those were some wild times trying to feed that many cows. We had back then that version of automatic feed belt and feeder for the barns. That series was just wild. I mean, we just couldn't keep up at the end. I think I owned most of the plots in Nebraska land at the end of that. And the amount of silage, because I think we had Maize Plus on to try to balance things out a little bit too. But the amount of silage, I think I had 6 bunkers at, 2 or 3 million liters of silage per bunker, if not more. There actually might have been more. There might have been 10 million liters of silage. But we were just ripping through it, feeding those cows. But the amount of money we made on dairy was also crazy. I think that's why we had Maize Plus on, because we made a lot more with dairy. I keep wondering why I'm not lifting up, pushing the wrong button. And I'm probably going to keep this on here for me to 1 day months for now. Because I can always turn down the time, adjust it. I don't have the mod on here where it completely stops the time and you work at 0. But we can get down to half. There we go. Moving on to the next task. Once we clean up this little edge. Got one more field and we'll lime these in. I don't think I'm going to pay to have the soil retested. Even though I probably should. Should be something to probably consider. We're going to cut through here. Should be able to run alongside the meadow by the house. I also question just mowing this or plowing this all completely under, but I like keeping a meadow if I want to expand the house. Alright, so here we go. I'm wondering if I should, yeah, we should start on the other side. I can't remember if I cleaned this up. I don't think I cleaned that area up. I don't think we want to go further in here. We want to go in over here. But what I'm going to do here, big difference in that malt. Alright. So carnation malt is the way to go then. We have now solved that tonight. I like that. We have solved a food dilemma yet again, like we used to in the streams. So thank you, Scorpion, for bringing that question up. And we're doing the testing on your end. Really? I mean, how far off am I from that section? Oh, really? It's just on the other side of this. So I can patch that in after. I should be able to run right along here. Now, because we gotta fix it. Old school milkshake mixer would be good. There's a place here called Johnny Rockets. That's what they do. They use the old mixers. Should be able to run it out just a little bit, even though it said right here is where it kind of started. I just know what'll happen is we'll start planting and we won't be able to harvest that area. I should be able to stay. See, I thought I was fine earlier when I was knocking those trees down. We won't get too much added acreage off this corner, but it'll be a little cleaner running as well. So, which is what we want. Didn't mean to slap the camera. Oh, facing some deer. They see a big case and they start freaking out. You know how it goes. I think we got 3 sections over here we got to kind of clean up. I'm not going to do the stuff to the left. Which I actually still don't think I opened that up. It looks like I did, but I don't think I did. I was half asleep last night when I started clearing land. Also dangerous. Which is probably why I went over the line there for the property. But like I said, down there on the end might be all we have to really do now. And that'll allow us to square this field up a little bit. This was another field that, at least for course play, was a disaster. I don't know how many times the tractor drove into the trees when we were trying to plant line, or lay down line. It would just barely pull into the tree line and then I had no idea where to go. Like a panic mode. Like I said, we'll get this done. Time's flying, by the way. Hour 12 minutes in now. 8 likes. You got some good view time. You guys are great. Chat's rolling through. Appreciate it. Especially because I didn't decide to let everybody know this is going on until probably 5 o'clock. 2 hours before the stream. And a bunch of you still showed up, so very grateful for you all. Okay, Scorpion, you'll appreciate this the other day. So the other thing I did find the other day, it's not royalty free, but I found that all my FS19 time lapses, all that music that I saved from those playlists, which was a throwback because there were some serious techno bangers in trance music, it felt like, but it fit time lapses. So now let's see if we can clean this up without being told we're on the wrong property. Hopefully I did this back tree line correct. It was a little close on some aspects of it, but I think we got it. Pretty sure. We'd be able to run right across this. No, we don't want to go too far because I think it's in line with a tree that I'm in line with right now. We were doing all those European maps. Those were some fun little challenges, and we found it. There we go. Trying to get it to pop in. Question is it right here? So I was off a tree. It's that tree that we needed to stay in line with. Which we can... No! Some of these are just like expanded fields. They're not... Usually you find land and property on most maps, so I will give DR credit. He did some detail on this. Which means we're not going to be able to square this one up as much as I wanted, but it will do. So let's jump into the landscaping yet again, folks. Let's patch all this in. So that should be good there. And we're gonna run a little bit here to give a buffer. That should be good. My luck, actually wondering now that I think about it, if that'll actually, when we go to do that, if that's going to try to plant that still, because I didn't put down a grass paint instead of the actual grass. Like ASMR style sushi eating? That's kind of funny. But sushi is also really good. Could go for some sushi. Maybe that's what I'm going to have to do this weekend. There's a place down in Portland, Maine. It's pretty good with it. So maybe I have to go check that out. Grab some sushi. Ramen noodles. Get a whole mixture of things. We say that's what happiness is. Alright. Probably don't have to till all this, but we're gonna do it up. This next time around, I'll raise up in between that section so we don't have to just work through it. I'm wondering, I need to test it, but I might put conservative farming on here too by Farm Sim Tim. Apologize if I got it wrong. He's in the Authentic Mods Discord, dude. It is on Mod Hub? Could be wrong. I think it's on Mod Hub. No, I think he got it approved. It's a cool little mod. It allows you to do things a little different. I mean, I'm gonna assume by revolving, you're meaning the ones that 1 week they're there and the next week they're gone, but the new one comes in and replaces them. Those are actually often the best ones. I feel that way with Chinese food. The ones that sit there for too long or remain there for too long, I feel they just start slowly going downhill. Yeah, they cut corners. Excuse me. We go. Be nice having some more field space over here. Get a little more out of these fields. This might be where I put wheat down. Or barley. Barley might be the best for the pigs. I'll have to look again, but I think barley. We'll do some soybeans. Definitely quite a few fields of corn. The one large square field we're going to do spuds in, because that'll be the easiest one to get that kind of equipment up and down when we release that, which will be a pretty penny. But I think selling off half the spuds will be good. Excuse me again. Dry. Yep, that is Avery Buffet. When I lived out in Southern California for a while, I felt that was, I'd find these amazing buffets, and then, 2 months down the road, it was terrible. They just did not have that kick anymore. There was one actually that I would say was the longest lasting one, but they made everything. So you'd go in there and they would have an entire aisle of, Chinese food, then another aisle of Italian food, another aisle of Japanese food, another aisle of barbecue, another aisle of Mexican food. Then they had a dessert aisle and they had a breakfast aisle. Blew my mind. And back then it was $20. I imagine now that buffet is probably $50 if it's still going. I should actually look after and see if they're still, if I can narrow it down where they were. But if they're still going, that's wild. Need to get some upbeat country music in here. Royalty free. There's not too much royalty free of that though. Like I said, we get this done, we can send this plow back. We will officially have opened up all our fields to where we needed them for now. We've got 2 grass meadows, even though we really don't need those. But I might still make some hay bales or even silage bales and use them just to sell. Really don't want to get into the whole beef operation yet. I think we want to just focus hogs and hogs. Eventually buy some anhydrous ammonia equipment. You are right, Scorp. A lot of them disappeared. That's why I'm kind of curious if that one made it or not. But I mean, that was everything for them. So if they did make it, I imagine it's pretty expensive to get a plate there now. All right. So that finishes that. What I'm going to do is load up. Get this back. Fold that up on the move. We'll go this way, get back in the driveway. We'll take the extra roadway instead of cutting through the fields and compacting them a little bit. Take a scenic fall drive in Taheton. So it looks like the connection actually stayed really good tonight, which I enjoy when YouTube connection is running well. Probably why you guys are so quick to smash that like button. Clear your footage for once. Like I said, I'll work on tomorrow. I'll try to get a few better things up. If you subscribe to the channel, get a little notification. Stuff like that. But we are on the push for 1,000 subscribers. So, we shall see. We are in March in the real world. Question is, can we get those last 65 that we were at before the stream done before July 1st, July 4th? Should we set those kind of goals? I'm gonna hook this. We're gonna pretend they came picked it up. We're gonna send it back dirty. Nothing good in there yet. Let's return the tillage equipment. We're gonna shut this down. I'll wash that after. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember where I put the pressure washer. That is a good question. I am pretty positive I bought a pressure washer. And I did not see it. Thought I had it near the tanks, unless it was a mod I removed. Or did it, you know what? Tree through there. There's not one in here, is there? Just a sink. tree branches magically popping through again, which were not there before. So let's fire this up. Let's go get the remaining lime and finish up the lime spreading. The other thing I need to do is we need to get propane. But I'm wondering, actually, I'm probably going to regret doing this, but I'll go across the road if I have to and finish that up. If I come over here, they're not. I could have sworn Micah had a trigger on that. Feed? Oh, there it is. So it's got to be done that way, manually. So I want to just make sure I did not purchase. Yeah, we got the bulk feed trailer. We got that. Oh, there was. Oh, don't want that. Yeah, there was a propane trailer in here. I mean, honestly, we don't need anything bigger than probably the small one. 25,000. Oh, 777. TAH. I don't know if that means anything. But look like got a little shake to it there. We're gonna actually buy that one. 25 grand. Why not? So let's run over here. Before we go to finish up the line, let's unseat this trailer. Get this fired up. I have a marker for the propane refill. That should be fine. Let's go open auto drive, right? Propane refill. Thank you. Blue Panes Dairy. Now I can't remember with the Buckeye propanes if you had to actually be on the right side of the filling unit. We'll send them on their way. Watch them probably drive off the edge of the road back there. Keep an eye on that. If he makes that turn, they always overdrive that. Even when I've turned down the speed, and he actually navigated that because I don't think he had enough weight in the trailer to throw him off. But let him go take care of that. Got a modded TLX pickup tanker. There you go. You're always modding. Always. Gotta love the grind. That's also the beauty of Farm Sim. When people complain about it, I want to be like, I get it, there's limitations on consoles. Farm Sim has never really been a game, in my opinion, that was designed for console. I mean, they've done a good job of bringing it to consoles, but it's PC. And the in-depth modding that you get from it is further proof of that. I mean, it's just wild. Also, the dirt mask on this, I might have to tone down a bit. Gotta love that old default that I pulled off another piece of equipment. Alright. Let me do it. There it is. And then, oh, because I did not sample this. which was my other worry. Doesn't look like it's really pouring it on thick either. Whoops. Switch out of there. Yeah, and it was on another non-royalty free song. Worst case scenario, I'll have to remove those songs from it. So it's not going to let me clean it up. I was afraid of that. Also, we're not using much. It is going on pretty light here. Didn't get it. So now let's see if we can fill this one in with some lime. Then at the end of the year, depending on what we make for money, we can throw down some more moolah to purchase soil samples. So it already knows all that land that I plowed in there. I see what it's not picking up. It's picking up all the land that I've already limed and that I just happened to plow over. I see that on the mini map now. Should have been paying attention to that. Like all through here now it'll stop, and that's why it's kind of going on light. So it looks like we're missing spots, but it's just because there's already lime that we plowed in, and we don't need to make that pH level shoot through the roof. Now right here, I thought for sure we'd have to throw some down. So it's throwing in waves, and you know what? Maybe we have to do it. How much do you think this is going to be? That's a lot of land. 16,000? Done. Hold on. 7,000? Do it. Alright, so we tested those out. Yeah, Ovaltine, I mean, from lime and Ovaltine, I liked it, but at times, like I said, it was almost like it was too fine, and it would be bland. So now that we did that, there we go. Now we can actually fill this in. So I thought it was going to cost a lot more, actually. I mean, it still cost us 23, 24 grand, 24 grand more to do all this, but at least now everything will be on the same pH level. And it'll be easier to, when we plant, set up the crops accordingly with nitrogen based and go from there. Shockingly, I know we're only on one time for the time scale, but I'm actually shocked that it has not rained yet, because it is pretty gloomy. Then you can see that if you look in the upper left, going towards the menu right now, the plane flying around this map, the old airstrip down the road. Yeah, it goes without saying, because I think we've got a few people still watching. If you're wondering why you can't chat, I got subscribers only mode on for now, because we are making a big push for 1,000, and my rule of thumb was when we got inside 75 subs to go to 1,000 subscribers, I was gonna switch it over to subs in the chat only. It's also easier. I mean, we got a moderator here tonight, Scorpion, who's just, you know, filling up the chat bar. Love it, as always. And it's always about food or beverage, which is even better. It's just easier for me to moderate too, because lately it seems like there's a lot of bots in YouTube. Like, just an over amount of bots. So we'll come through here. See, it almost shows these two being conjoined already, but I think that's just because the way it's set up, and this shouldn't take us too long. I mean, this is going to cover most of that width. That section was already limed, so we don't have to worry about that. Now it should come through and we should be able to work this section and clean up. Get that? No, let that little block out, but showed that I got it on the mini map. I just need to follow the mini map. Like I said, it's a cosmetic thing. And the mini map will be honest with us. It'll tell us what still needs to be done. So like right there, got it. Now it's going to fill in that other gap. Same here, should kick on again as we finish up this last section. And bada boom. So 54, what we're going to do is, let me down over here, see if maybe this isn't it. This looks pretty dark green already. We'll turn it on for, oh, it did it. So we'll head down. I am going to go clean up that section of the field we didn't get to finish. Try to burn some more of this and hopefully be able to unload it. The hot dog video. Anytime you put cheese, melted cheese, like good melted cheese, bacon bits, maybe a little sour cream on fries, they are delicious. I think up here they call it wild style, not to be confused with In-N-Out's animal style. Or they do loaded fries. I think that's the other thing they call it, but I don't know if that comes with all that. Personally, I'm a fan of poutine. You know, take some bacon, fries. This is not going to be able to pull up here. Yeah, we got to work on some of the pulling power on this 310. But, yeah, poutine. You get the gravy, the cheese curds, the fries. Make them nice and crispy. That way the gravy doesn't soggy. Make them less soggy. Then you sprinkle some bacon on there. Delicious. Chili, that's the other thing. Okay, that's the one I think is the wild style. When you put chili over it, it takes it from a loaded to like a wild style fry. The thing I've been seeing a lot lately, you know, like Instagram and stuff like that, is people, I've still never done it, but people dipping their fries, heavily salted fries, in milkshakes. Not my thing. Again, I haven't tried it, so I can't fully knock it. But it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't have an appeal to me. So, just something I keep in mind. One thing I wish for a fast food, if we want to talk about fast food, something to come back, is the Angry Whopper. I still don't understand what the fallout with that was. Like, why were they spending that much more for an Angry Whopper than all these other crazy Whoppers they keep coming out with that are flops? So they have a make your own Whopper, and they'll, you know, that'll be their signature Whopper for a while. Well, beyond the normal signature Whopper, that is. But that's the one you see requested the most, and they literally have it in small writing that they will not be bringing that back. So I don't get, and anything that resembles it, I've noticed they've kind of like removed from the list. Like you'll see people tweet it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. So there's some, like, did Burger King have a fallout with jalapenos? Because I think you could do an Angry Whopper, but then take the ghost pepper buns and put that on it, and I think that would be wild. I think that would be amazing. That's right, Scorp. I remember you not really being a fan of them. I don't know. We have McDonald's right near where we live. Burger King's further away. Dairy Queen too. And I really don't go to them too often. But Burger King, like, other than the Angry Whopper, there's nothing really there that I'd go for. The Whopper, regular Whopper is okay, but it's not. So I'd say that, yes, I love the Angry Whopper, and I want it back, but that's all it really had to offer. See if we get out of here. Not getting hit. They not even slow down for farm equipment. Good job, buddy. I got my little safety signs. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's my problem. We didn't have the safety lights on, folks. Guess it's my own fault on that one. Whoa, that guy came up out of nowhere. So we'll get pulled in here. We'll get this unloaded. Hopefully we can do that. That'll be frustrating if we can't unload this, because we got to send it back before we pay any more on the lease. Because it charges us per hourly, which we might not make this in time for the 1 o'clock. We don't have Sonic and Whataburger. Let me tell you, they used to make these. I think I got it right. When I went through Texas and Oklahoma, they had these like tater tot hash browns. Small little tater tots is what I pretty much consider them. Delicious. Delicious. I wish one of those was up here. I wish In-N-Out was up here. Not big on Raising Cane's. I wish, what was the other one? Okay, so they unloaded right there, which means I can unhook this. We're gonna send that back. I'm trying to think of the other one that I would like up here. But Sonic, we don't have. We used to have. I don't know if there was there was an A&W in Maine. When I lived in Vermont, there was A&W. So if I wanted to purchase, that's all they're taking off of it. Return. We won't need you till next fall. Definitely gotta buy something to wash the equipment after too. Let's see if we can empty it in. Oh, we can. That is what we needed to do. There we go. Taking a minute. Might have to do these off camera, because we need to set up a pressure washer. So I'm wondering, can I trick this? Oh, I guess that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Dancing to the beats. It's worth a try. But yeah, Raising Cane. I will say, I just like, I don't know. There's a fresh taste to In-N-Out. I know a lot of people don't like it, and they don't like the whole Thousand Islands animal style thing. I personally liked In-N-Out when I lived out that way and could eat it. That was probably one of the more common fast food places I'd go to. We did have a Sonic near where I played a lot of soccer, so ate there a fair amount to recharge during lunch. And yeah, trying to think of another one that was pretty big for a while. Not a KFC, not a big fan of. Taco Bell, just kind of, I don't know. It's like when you had a few beverages and somebody says they want to get you food and they say they're getting Taco Bell, you can kind of be okay with it, but it's nothing crazy. So I'm gonna put, I think the best place to put this is actually gonna be over here. I think we, pretty sure I put it behind here earlier. I'm just not seeing it. We're gonna put it right in here. And we're still rolling. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. I think I'm in the wrong section. Having a moment. Pressure washer would be in construction. That would have been a a good start, right? Tools. Got that one. What do we have? Yes. Okay, this is, yes. Okay. You know what it is? I did take these out, and I think when I took them out, I threw this off. If we go here, like so, boom. Out in San Diego too, there was Polo, El Polo, Polo Loco was one that I thought was far better than Taco Bell, similar to that. So I mean, there's some options out there, but like I said, I don't really. Now I'm at the point where like my metabolism is slow, I'm getting old, so I just kind of keep it to what it is. I eat more at the golf course, and then we try to make stuff here, get by, you know. Trying to think of the other one that I've had in the Midwest. It wasn't. I don't think it was Carver's. That'll do that one. So let's back up the clean whip. We got that nice and cleaned up. Quite lovely. See if we can fit in here. Then we'll have to run across the road after. Shut all these off. Yeah, we shut the tractor down. Over here, let's get our quad track cleaned up. There you go, Polo Loco. I knew it was along those lines. The one thing you don't get in New England, authentic Spanish food, Mexican food, and authentic Italian food. We have so many different seafoods, which obviously it fits to the market and stuff like that. But I would say still a lot of places up here don't blow the roof off with the seafood either, though. So it is what it is. You know, in the end, you can always make it yourself, which is what we try to do here in this house, because often it's, yeah, you might pay a little more up front in the beginning, but at least you know you're going to get quality if you make it yourself, if you're good at it. There is some things that I've tried to cook and I just terrible. So one thing I do well with ribs. Ribs have been coming out pretty solid when we make those around here. Need to buy an actual smoker. And we want to get a that's what I'm looking for. Flat top. So we'll shut that down. There we go. Let's go run fast as we can over to get our truck. Oh, that is the one thing I will say, New England actually is starting to get pretty solid barbecue food. There's a lot of barbecue places. There's one in Portland called Terlingua. Amazing. Man, they bring out a like a charcuterie board style with it. It's a platter, but so good. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here. We'll bring this back to the house. Don't need that menu up anymore. I'm gonna say, the wifey's always cooking for you. Still making you scones, especially those cranberry orange ones. Or the cranberry orange cookies. That's what I haven't had in a while, is a cranberry orange scone. Those just hit different, especially fresh out of the baking. Also never really realized how much this road winds. It really takes off there. Good thing I don't send trucks this way anymore. I could see a full load. Oh, you know what we forgot? We're putting all this stuff away. our propane truck's not back. We're gonna park this, and we're gonna figure out. We get up the hill here. We need to figure out where a propane truck is, because we need to turn on the corn dryer. Let that run through the winter, so that's ready to go when corn's ready to sell. Park this in here. I wish this had a backup camera. So one of the things I wish is when you're backing up, I would do it. Let's shut this down. Shut those doors. And let's find out. Where's a propane truck? Or even better, slightly confused. Oh, there he is. He was tucked away. Oh, so he did not pick this up. There you go. Always good when you get those, Scorp. So maybe that was our issue. So it sat here because it knew this was the location. And you know what I gotta do? I haven't set this up, but I need to go in the XML and do this. But I bet you we need to fill it. So that holds 25. So let's go 10. Yep. 10. Yep. And that's what that holds. Now, there we go. All we needed. We don't need that zone marker anymore. So let this fill up with 20,000 liters of propane, and we will go get that dryer running. Because that's what we need to do. I'll grab a drink again while we got a chance here. Also, I think I need to speed up this fill here. I know it's safety purposes and all, but it's taking a minute. And looks like it still stayed on royalty-free music. We're getting there. I'm amazed it's only switched off for like 3 songs so far from the royalty-free. We kind of got lucky with that. As I say that, watch that be the next song now. But so hurry up and fill. I mean, it should have us about 90%, give or take, 85%. That's what this should fill up to. And that should hopefully get us through drying 77,000 liters of corn. Let's look at it. We got, 77,000 liters of corn. We got soybeans. Don't know why I was saying down there that we need to do that, but yeah. So that won't be too bad. And it only takes 12 on the propane, so should be good to go. And I'll probably drive this back just to get it there. 79%. Got all the equipment here. We could technically borrow some of this if we need it. Oh, excuse me. Hiccup. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody watching and you know, the likes and the view times. Now this channel continues to run because you guys continue to give feedback and support it, and we appreciate it. Move right along here. Hopefully we don't hit the train at any point. I'm gonna go over the speed limit a little bit. As long as we don't hit anything, we should be fine. Now that I've been playing around with map making too, I've noticed you start to pick up on the little details like roads, where there was a spot they couldn't level, or where was a spot that was creating more of a hassle. You kind of find these spots here and there. But like I like that double road feature there. Pretty cool that got in there the way it did. We are cruising along. Let's hope there's no sheriff out. It's still no rain yet, which is also pretty impressive. Now I think I could take it right here. Oh no, sorry, the road back there would have been where I took the right and then cut around. Because all this here is just to the farm, and then we're already at the light up here. Which we're gonna merge over into the right lane. We got plenty of clearance on this. I'm trying to think what I was hauling one day on the multiplayer, and we could not actually fit under that bridge. It might have been the harvester with a hard top. So the other thing I like about this map is the custom vehicles. Yeah, that's what I liked about Edgewater, Saskatchewan. Same thing with that. Yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours, which kind of worked out because we'll get this back to the yard. We'll load up our propane tanks for that dryer system, and we can start to run it out. The other thing I haven't tried yet, didn't mean to do that, is back there at that anhydrous station. That equipment shows up, so I'm thinking you could probably lease it or use it. We'll have to check that out on another live stream. Maybe we can use that equipment and not have to pay for it, or you know, comes as a complimentary co-op gift, which is kind of what Pleasant set up for us on our multiplayer on here. You just go there, and if you paid so much for seed or lime or fertilizer or even anhydrous, you get the equipment up to a certain time frame without charge, which was kind of nice. So we're cranking now. I'm gonna pass this guy. Probably scare him. This could be a disaster. Put the blinker on. Cutting it close. Probably gonna get reported. Also, probably not too good to be doing that with a propane tank full. So something probably should have revisited, thought about, so on and so forth. But like I said, we'll get that silo system running, and wait for it on it. It should turn out quite a bit of dry corn for us. Supposed to stop at the railways, also didn't do that. So apologies to people like Road Crop who are probably watching and going, what is Taz doing? He's got so many violations. There you go, double line ticket. I knew somebody else was gonna say it. But yeah, multiplayer server, we had a running joke. Dan or Road Crop was our safety guy. So not that it matters, but I wonder, I should have weighed this before we took off, and would probably help if I didn't hit the bucket. Can't really see it because of the sunlight, which I didn't think of. So 3577 4.8. 3577.48. So I should be able to just pull up in here. And there we go. Let's run that over. Now let's kick that in. And it should start running. And there we go. That's actually going pretty quick. So I'm not going to actually drive through. Once this is empty, I want to go back over. So we're going to swing this around a little bit. I want to see what we get for a weight on the scale again. I want to see if it actually differentiates. It does. So we had 35.77 something 0.8. So it looks like 20,000 off, give or take. And this was a great job by Trailer Park Farms, by the way. Great little build. So we're just gonna park this over here for now. We'll shut that down, because I think that's gonna do it for this iteration of our live stream from Hog Wild Taheton County Hog Farm, which we own the bins across the road, by the way. I forgot to tell you that we own those. Those came with the fields that we bought over there. But I appreciate y'all for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, just smash it. Hit that notification button so you get the next live stream if you're not in one of the Discords that I posted in, or follow our Facebook or Instagram page. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button. It helps the channel. Even throw some comments on the rewatch of this if you want. Thank you all. Scorpion, anybody else who's still in here, thanks for watching. Until next time, Farmer Taz out. We'll probably move the truck while I'm doing this. Thank you all. Have a good one. Till next time.